This is chapter 15, our environment. This is part 2 of chapter 15. Already part 1 of this chapter we have discussed. Do you remember what did we do in part 1? Okay, let me tell you. We discussed about our ecosystem and the components that have an impact on our ecosystem. Then we discussed food chain and food web. Okay, so now let me start with this part. And let me tell you what we are going to discuss in this part. See, this is the last part of the chapter, and in this part we'll discuss about our activities that have an impact on the environment, and especially two main problems we are going to discuss in this session, and those are ozone layer and its depletion. And the second one is how to manage the garbage produced. So let me start with the first one. How do our activities affect the environment? You know, we are the integral part of the environment. Any change in the environment definitely going to affect us, and at the same time our activities also have to going an impact on environment. So that is why we both are interrelated. If we do something wrong with the environment, if we produce pollution, sorry, if we create pollution, environment is going to be affected. So if any changes there in the environment, we are going to be affected. So we both are interrelated, and here we will discuss only two environmental problems, and those two are depletion of the ozone layer and waste disposal. At first, let me tell you what is ozone layer. Then I will start depletion of ozone layer. The ozone layer, or we can call ozone shield. Ozone shield or ozone layer is a region of the Earth's stratosphere that absorbs most of the sun's ultraviolet radiation. This region contains a high concentration of ozone. That is why it is known as ozone layer. And this is in the relation to other parts of the atmosphere, ozone is at maximum amount over here, although still the small in relation to other gases in the stratosphere. Here in the picture you can see the region that we call ozone layer. This region we call ozone layer. This region. This is ozone layer. Okay. Ozone layer and how it is getting depleted. See, ozone is a molecule that is formed by 3 atoms of oxygen, and the formula of ozone is O3. Okay, that you know. And as you know, oxygen is essential for all aerobic forms of life. Without oxygen, life is not possible. At the same time, O3 is a deadly poison to the life. At the higher level of the atmosphere, ozone performs an essential function. What does it do? It protects the surface of the earth from ultraviolet radiations that we call UV radiation. And UV radiations are very much harmful to us. These radiations is highly damaging to the life, whether it is aquatic life or terrestrial life or aerial life. UV radiation is known to cause skin cancer in human beings. So this way ozone layer is very much useful to us. It protects the surface of the earth from UV radiation. Ozone at higher levels of the atmosphere is a product of UV radiations acting on oxygen molecules. The higher energy UV radiation splits apart some molecule oxygen into free oxygens. And then what happens? These atoms then combine with the molecular oxygen and they form ozone. Here you can see how it is formed. Oxygen is present over there in the atmosphere. Okay. When UV radiations are acting on upon it, the molecule of oxygen is broken down. O plus O. And then again the molecule of oxygen will react with one atom of the oxygen and O3 is formed. Fine. Here you can see. Let me show you in the picture. Where is my pen? Okay, it is here. This is atom. Oxygen atom is reacting with, sorry, oxygen molecule is reacting with one atom of oxygen. Okay. Here also you can see. O2 is reacting with one atom of oxygen, and this way O3 is formed. Okay. At first, when oxygen molecule is acted by UV radiations, it will be broken down into atoms. And then this O will work with O2 and there O3 will be formed. And the cycle goes on. O2 say O, then O plus O2, O3, and again breaking down and then forming. So this reaction occurs, this one. The amount of ozone in the atmosphere began to drop sharply in 1980s. This decrease has been linked to synthetic chemical like chlorofluorocarbon. In short, we can call it CFC. This is the main cause of ozone layer depletion. And this CFC is used in refrigerators as refrigerants and in fire extinguishers. In 1987, the United Nations Environment Programme (UNEP) succeeded in foregoing an agreement to freeze CFC production at 1986 levels. It is now mandatory for all the manufacturing companies to make CFC-free refrigerators throughout the world. This is the action taken by the developing country uh, to save our ozone layer. Ozone layer depletion causes increased UV radiation levels at the Earth's surface. This is the direct impact of ozone layer depletion. And what happens if UV radiation is increasing in Earth's surface? It is damaging to human health. Negative effects include increase in certain types of skin cancers, eye cataracts, and immune deficiency disorders. UV ray also affect plant growth, reducing agricultural productivity. It has negative impact on aquatic life also. So you see, depletion of ozone layer is having a great impact on terrestrial life, on aquatic life, and on aerial life. Now the next topic is how to manage the garbage we produce. In our daily activities, we generate a lot of material that are thrown out. What happens to that waste material that is thrown away? Have you ever thought about? The food we eat is digested by various enzymes in our body. But enzymes do not break everything that we eat. Why? Because enzymes are very much specific in their action. Special enzymes are needed for breakdown of particular substance. That is why we do not get any energy if we eat coal, because we do not have enzymes that can digest coal. So if we eat coal, we will not get any energy. It will not be digested in our stomach. On the other hand, we will fall sick. So in the same way, in our stomach, as coal is not digested in an environment, plastic will also not be broken down by the action of the bacteria or other saprophytes that are present in environment. And these materials, they stay in the environment for a long time and they are the harmful to the environment. So the substances that are broken down by biological processes are said to be biodegradable, and the substances that cannot be broken down by biological processes are said to be non-biodegradable. Here is the difference between biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. The waste that decomposes naturally in the environment is called biodegradable waste. On the other hand, the waste that do not decompose naturally is called non-biodegradable waste. Biodegradable waste is safe for environment. On the other hand, non-biodegradable waste is harmful to the environment and it creates pollution also. Okay, biodegradable waste are made up of natural things. On the other hand, non-biodegradable waste is made up of synthetic materials. Biodegradable can be constantly reused. Non-biodegradable cannot be reused. It cannot be useful to us. Biodegradable substances persist for small time interval in the environment. On the other hand, non-biodegradable substances persist for longer time in the environment. Examples of biodegradable are waste papers, wood, crumbles. These all are the substances that can be decomposed naturally in the environment. On the other hand, plastic bags, plastic cans, non-disposable bottles, these all are the things that are harmful to the environment and they cannot be decomposed naturally. Here are the questions that is taken from a textbook. What is ozone and how does it affect any ecosystem? Here is the answer. In the starting of the session, I told you what is ozone. Ozone is a molecule that is formed by three atoms of oxygen and it is known as an isotope of oxygen. The main function of ozone layer is to provide protection to the Earth's surface from the harmful UV rays of the sun, and these rays are harmful to living organisms and it may result in skin cancer also. The second question is how can you help in reducing the problem of waste disposal? Give any two methods. See, we can follow these ways to reduce the problem of waste disposal. Number one is using 3R and number two is preparation of compost. 3R means reduce, recycle and reuse. And preparation of compost means all the biodegradable waste like kitchen waste and can everything can be dumped in the compost and it can be useful in agriculture. This is the exercise. I am sending PDF with this video. Your today's homework is you write all the question answers in your notebook. And thank you students. Now we'll be meeting with a new chapter.